Just do it! Of course, the F-22 is not going to stand there. It's a very good aircraft. I actually love the F-22. So he's continuing his turn, and you might have a shot opportunity. It's extremely difficult to maintain it. So now he worked extremely hard to get this first shot opportunity. He blew it in terms of weaponry. He's not able to take a Fox 2. Again, I know might be guns only, yet he's maneuvering as if he wants to go for a Fox 2 kill anyway. So the other aircraft is face-to-face. There is no way in training he can take a gun kill. So he's going to have now to maneuver to try to get inside the control zone of the F-22, which is not going to be easy. So what it just did is it delayed a little bit. For those of you that saw the videos I did on the dogfighting, it's coming in, it's looking good. The aircraft is maneuvering, is closing the door, moving toward him. So now he has basically to create some turning room to be able to come behind. Otherwise, it's going to be too close. So he has to lag a little bit to be able to come back more offensively closer to the control zone. But again, the F-22 is a very good aircraft. The F-22 pilot is for sure highly qualified. He knows exactly the game plan of the enemy, and he won't stay there as a sitting duck. We're still with our Fox 3 missiles, 15,000 feet, 150 knots, and still sweating. Very bizarre, the F-22 decided to reverse his turn, so he's making it easy for the Rafale. Reversing is pretty dangerous, and you can see why, initially coming from one side to the other. So can happen when you want to switch from one circle fight to two circle fight. Again, look at the dogfighting video. But clearly, my opinion, mistake from the F-22, enabling the Rafale pilot that realized he blew it a couple seconds before to switch to Fox 2 infrared missiles, and you can see them left and right. They're locked on the enemy. Mika infrared, locked, good luck. They're ready to go. Pressing the trigger, that's what he's doing right now. Right missile going toward the enemy for probably what's going to be a kill that we won't be able to claim because from what I've been explained, it was guns only. Yet, second shooting opportunity in a 10-second window. First one, he blew it, bad, what do we say, switchology, wasn't prepared for it. Now, he learned from his mistakes. That's what we do as pilots. We all make mistakes. I was making mistakes every single dogfight, but he realized it. Damn, I missed that shot opportunity. I'm going to have to create a new one. This time, I won't blow it. And I'm pretty sure the guy never made that mistake again. And he learned, put himself in a good position, and this time could be completely valid. How could the F-22 make it invalid? By calling flares on the radio or popping out real flares. We don't have the radio chatter. I don't know if the F-22 was calling flares on the radio. If so, then this shooting position, this shot wouldn't be valid at all. But again, guns only scenario, maybe the F-22 did that to force something in terms of gun maneuvers. You don't know. The pilot is calling Fox 2, which makes sense. He's not calling Fox 2 kill because of the rules of engagement that day, because of the training rules that day. So sometime we'll brief, we want two Fox 2 to make a Fox 2 kill, or we want one Fox 2 to make a Fox 2 kill, or guns only. And he called Fox 2 out of habit. Possible as well. Again, his brain is pretty small now. He's pulling G's. He's fighting as hard as he can. So maybe he called Fox 2 out of habit in a guns only scenario. Maybe it was guns and missiles, but then why not call Fox 2 kill? Maybe because it was two Fox 2. Different scenarios. I don't know anything. I don't know everything. We're only looking at the footage and moving forward. What makes sense in terms of guns only scenario is now he's leaving his infrared missile. He has one left, switching to guns, which is good. And again, extremely offensive position on the F-22. As you might see, new way for the radar to work. Again, I won't give you any secret on that, but you might understand he's trying to put the thing on the thing. So if the F-22 is in that center, you're going to see it's going to change the view because it's pretty good on the aircraft system. So now he's on gun, 125 simulated round, 30 Mach, 480 grams per round. One round can destroy an aircraft. I talked about the Mirage 3s that got shut down by one round only. So you really don't want to mess with those rounds. They're high explosive rounds. And looks like he's about to get another lock again on the F-22. And just for those of you that don't really get what's going on, if you're the aircraft locking the adversary and being close to his control zone, this aircraft, the guy you're chasing, is not in a good position to shoot at you with his gun. So you're good. You're the guy winning. With very modern aircraft, with AM9X, a new version, plus the new headsets for the pilots, the new helmets, you might be able to shoot a guy behind you. But again, some distances apply. It's not as easy. And the F-22 does not really have that capability. So what's going on is he cannot pursue the F-22. It's not possible right now. Why? Because the F-22 is like this, is coming like this, and it just don't have the nose authority. The F-22 can move for sure. So again, he's going to lag a little bit to get another shot, another possibility to be very aggressive and have get in a firing position to get rid of the F-22. You have to work your way into a shooting position. With aircraft like that, you can stay in a shooting position forever if the other guy is maneuvering properly and if you started from a neutral setup. It's not like the video we did yesterday with the F-16 and the Mirage 2000. The F-16 committed a huge mistake initially. It got attacked from above and behind, so it's pretty easy to get offensive and stay there. When you're starting neutral, as they probably did, you have to work your way inside the control zone. So we saw the F-22 was going pretty nose low, so what the Rafale pilot is doing is trying to stay away from the nose angle of the F-22. If the F-22 is nose down low energy, great, I'm going to stay up and try to stay as high as I can because he won't be able to come after me. Even if it's an F-22, it's going to be harder for him to be offensive, to be aggressive on me. So I want to stay up slow and I can train my altitude for airspeed and degrees anytime I want. So that's why he's putting his nose up right now. So what he's doing basically is rollers. Like miss my opportunity to shoot. I'm putting my nose up, and now I'm turning sort of barrel roll. I'm coming back down offensive. The advantage of this is basically instead of going like this, if you do the same speed, you're traveling less. So if the enemy is in the turn, you're moving behind him, and being behind, you have the control zone and you can be more offensive and you get more shot opportunities. So he's basically barreling his way behind the F-22. Knots-ish. Rafale is supposed to fly not below 100 knots. He's too slow, happen in every single combat, but to show you he's not underperforming his aircraft. He's giving everything he has. He's fighting as hard as he can, and he's going slightly beyond the flight envelope, official flight envelope of the aircraft, which is what you want as a fighter pilot that is fully trained. We still have the afterburner on. Right now it's like rolls. The F-22 is probably doing the same thing. Everybody's rolling, trying to move toward the enemy, trying to roll your way behind the other aircraft. As you can see on this shot, the F-22 is pure vertical and the Rafale is going down like this. He's about to get a missile lock, I guess, on The F-22, the round is a higher signature, higher sensor. So right now, none of the sensors have locked the F-22 yet. It's not because your sensors haven't locked the F-22 that you cannot shoot gun. The gun is fixed. The gun can be shot without a lock. That's why we have what we call this spaghetti, this long line that helps you understand where your bullets are gonna go, and you can shoot World War II style if you want. What you can see in this shot is that the Rafale maneuvered to be behind the F-22 in a good shooting position, yet the F-22 moves extremely well. It is not easy to get a shot, so you might be behind, it's tough. If right now the Rafale switched to infrared missile, he completely has the ability to shut down the F-22. He's sticking with gun, which again make me think it's a guns only scenario. Otherwise, you would have a Fox 2 kill right there. Now his system have locked with the radar the F-22, so you know exactly what distance you're at, and the system enables you to know where your bullets are going to go precisely, so it's going to be easier to take a shot. And what you can see is that the F-22 is turning like that. So the Rafale was chasing him at basically missile distance. He's now getting closer, but the F-22 continued to max perform when the Rafale was not max performing anymore as he was aiming. Result, the F-22 took more degrees, closed the door peacetime, and the Rafale is going to have to move away from the F-22 to prevent a dangerous situation, a peacetime dangerous situation. So wartime, pull back a little bit on the stick, shoot down the F-22. Peacetime, I'm getting too close, I'm about to do a bubble violation, training rule violation, I have to move away. Not enough energy for the Rafale, that you're always missing some nuts, always in combat. Fuel issue, it's not really an issue, it's probably the bingo fuel, so a preset fuel, so it's an information. The fuel stuff is probably an information and fuel remaining. Alex just copied something. That means the F-22 just said something on the radio. It's not safety, otherwise they would have gone into a knock it off terminate, a knock it off situation, but there was some chatter. So maybe the F-22 is thinking about ending the fight or not. We really don't know. They're having conversation and the English issues. It's tough to understand on the radio and the guys are fighting. So what you want to see and what you can take out of it is until knock it off or until terminate, do not get distracted. Answer, do your stuff, but your mission is still to max perform your aircraft. You're going to see the F-22 is going to fight less, following those few words. It's not an excuse. You're still in the fight. You end the tactical fight with terminate. You have an issue, terminate. You have a safety issue, knock it off. Everything that happens until that knock it off or terminate can be used against you in court. That's basically it. It's still fighting. It's still war at that point. Again, Rafale, extremely good position. If you switch to Mika, IR to Fox 2, he has a perfect shot right there. So now you see he's switching, he's getting the radar lock, he's, hey, great, I'm gonna have a gunshot, and he's saying, say again your last. So he's distracted by those communication, which is not cool, but something was happening, we don't know exactly what. Huge mistake from the F-22. Again, reversing, maybe the F-22 driver call sign is reverse. I talked about it on my radios, do not reverse like that. He's offering another shot to the Rafale. Okay, so right there, you can dream of anything better. There's actually so much information on the F-22, you can see it. So I'm not gonna say it, somebody else is gonna say what you should do right now.
Just do it! Yes, you can! Just do it!
Yes, you should press the trigger, get the shot. make it happen. So he could be pressing the trigger right now. He could get the shot. That is a valid 2000% valid gun kill, but I don't see any mark. Usually there are marks, so maybe there should be a mark somewhere saying he's triggering, or at least the bullets should decay. Right now I don't have proof with that footage that he took the shot. Why? Because we have 125 rounds, and after that he'll still have 125 rounds. I didn't see a black box on the side of the screen saying maybe in some aircraft that's how you prove you took the shot. But right there we do have a valid kill opportunity, a snapshot, but we don't have proof he pressed the trigger. Again, another one. So that could be 2 snaps, 2 snap, peacetime means gun kill. F-22, you're out of there. Won't be calling it because he's not calling them and I don't have proof, and we're still with 125 bullets. So we cannot claim it, but the Rafale completely destroyed the F-22 in that setup, yet no claim possible. Okay, interesting. You see on the bottom right, tons of FCS, flight control system issues. He probably went into the jet wash of the F-22. Top Gun 1 went into the jet wash, flight spin out to the sea, goose is dead. That's exactly the scenarios that could happen. You have to be very careful when you fly in somebody's jet wash. Aircraft, including Rafale, have been lost that way. But the Rafale pilot is doing a great job, probably letting go the stick, letting the FCS system reset itself, and then getting back in the fight. Rio Paris crash, A330, basically they had an FCS issue like that and they yanked on the stick. If the pilot right now yanks on the stick, he's gonna have to eject. He didn't do it, good training, good pilot. He's letting the FCS system come back full speed and back into it. You see a small unload, FCS system, okay, back operational, ready to go. If he kept pulling, he might have really gotten into issues. Okay, so Air Max and Black 2, looks like the F-22 call sign was Black 2, agreed on a terminate. My 2 cents, from the first call, the F-22 wanted to stop the fight. Personal opinion. That's why he maneuvered the way he maneuvered afterwards. That's why it was so easy for the Rafale to get those 2 shots, those offered guns killed by the reverse of the F-22, which is a huge mistake from the F-22. Wasn't claimed by the Rafale. Looks like the trigger wasn't pressed. It's not claimable. And yet, the F-22 pilot cannot claim, hey, your shot, you couldn't have had the shot because I wasn't fighting anymore because they were still in the fight. So, step back a little bit. What we saw in this video is that the Rafale clearly outperformed the F-22 following the merge. Good maneuvering from the pilot of the Rafale. Yes, he made a couple switches error. Again, maybe due to the fact that he was aiming and thinking guns only. You could have done a better job with the sensors. You could have had more shot opportunities. Basically, from that video, he could have had several Fox 2s that could have been valid and several snaps, several gun skills. So I don't know about the tape of the F-22. Looking from the position of the F-22 and the way he was flying, looks like it is unlikely the F-22 was able to claim shots post-merge. But again, what you have to understand is we're looking at a dogfight between 2 aircraft. We don't know the level of training of every pilot. When we do several missions, usually we're going to send some high-ranking pilots with a lot of experience for some flights, and for other flights we're going to send the most very junior pilots to enable them to gain experience. I found it bizarre from the F-22 that he was reversing like that, so I don't know if it's because he's playing a rudder. Very unlikely. When you play rudder, you're not fighting as well as you can, but reversing is really a big mistake, so it doesn't really make sense from a fighter pilot point of view. The F-16 on the Mirage 2000 against F-16, he reversed as well at some point. If you reverse, you're just offering your aircraft to the enemy, so it's very bizarre. The F-22 is a good aircraft. You saw how he maneuvered and how the Rafale had to ditch, basically to move away from him. So it is a very agile aircraft, but what you have to keep in mind is that that type of scenario, of situation, is very unlikely to happen in real life, once against one, guns only. The F-22 is an aircraft designed to kill you before you even detect it. So basically, if I had to sum up what it should be like when you're facing a real US Air Force squadron with F-22s, I think Jurassic World explained it better than I can. Okay, so that's basically it. They surprise you and then you turn around and, oh my god, they're everywhere. Why are they everywhere? Because look at how many F-22s, F-15s, how big the US Air Force is. Now look at the French military or almost any other military in the world except maybe a couple ones like the Chinese. And you're going to understand that you're going to show up with your 2 or 4 Rafale in the fight. They're going to show up with 20 F-22s ahead of you. So it's not going to be possible to do one-on-one gunfight because you'll have 3 more guys in your back shooting at you. What I want to do, what I want to finish with is understand the difference between those exercise, training exercise and the real world, okay? If you ask me tomorrow you have to go and fight, would you take a Rafale or F-22? I know the Rafale pretty well. I've been to combat with a Rafale. If you offer me a F-22, if you give me training on the F-22 and you tell me your mission is air superiority, I might actually take the F-22. I haven't flown it, but it is designed to do it. That's basically almost his only mission. He can do other stuff now, but it is an insane platform. I think it's a very, very good aircraft. The Rafale is extremely good as well. Yet the stealth, all that type of stuff are pretty good and pretty attractive. So it's just a training situation. We debriefed it. Extremely good maneuvers from the Rafale. Completely outperformed the F-22. Missed maybe the opportunity to climb the calls. We saw why. I really think that this radio chat was an issue in the combat. I love to know exactly what happened on the radio because it looks like the pilots weren't max performing at the end. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Pretty long, I apologize. I know you guys have been waiting for this video for 11 years. Again, I'm a huge fan of the F-22. I'm a huge fan of the Rafale. We just stick to the fact. If you do not agree with my analysis, put it in the comments. Please, if you want to help the channel, share the video if you're interested. And Keynote, stuff like that, just have a look on the website. I'm now a professional Keynote speaker. I do webinars, I do workshops using virtual reality. If you want to fight against your boards of director, or if you want to do reconnaissance mission together, that's what we do. So have a look on the website. Please share the video if you like it. Put your comments if you've been in that fight, in those situations. Hey, you can email me if you want to explain exactly what happened. Again, I think they weren't able to max perform the aircraft or the combat due to that chat at the end. And there was some mistakes done by the F-22 that wouldn't have happened in the real world. So, good maneuver from the Rafale. The F-22 demonstrated very good skills to maneuver. But hey, you might have the best aircraft in the world. If you reverse as you have an enemy aircraft coming in your control zone, you're dead. You can have F-22, F-35, whatever. Even if it's a MiG-21 in your back, if you do this and then that, you're dead. That's it. So, thank you very much. In 33 days, we crossed 15.5k followers, which is insane. Oral content is bilingual. I hope you guys love it and fly safe.